Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wrath of the Gods. This is the map that could be anything here in round 2. This is going to be best of 5 between the guy in the blue color, EricBR of the Fox team, playing as Freyr, and his opponent on the other side in the red, Zuccolo, playing as Kronos. So why could this map be anything but it's land unknown? You could get all sorts of layouts with like cliffage, with ramps everywhere, a ton of animals or not. Could be getting a massive forest in the middle like Oasis, but it's none of those things. It's actually super open. This might as well be Savannah, but there's a lot more animals. We've got this massive herd of giraffes, and Zuccolo is starting the game off with a forward time shift, but it's Prometheus. It's gonna be a 3-minute 30 advance, and we're fast forwarding in order to make sure that we don't get any issues with spectating. Because, yeah, sometimes the game just dies on you and freezes. We've got the Eye of Horus getting picked up early on. The Deconstruct. What was that? Is there going to be a Deconstruct on the temple or not? Yes, there is, and it cancels the second hearse here. So we might be seeing a second Berserk getting made from the town center, but maybe not. And Eric will be rebuilding this. I think we're back to 1x speed. Looking around the map more, there's back town centers. There's Safe Hunt behind the town centers. Or piggies in this case. Safe Gold behind this one. That's a really good pickup if Zuccolo can do that. So he's gotten a more economic build anyway with the 330 advance, right? So there's nothing stopping him from putting some manors up here and then using the little temporal scaffolding to boost the build speed on that thing. BR as in battle rifle, that's right. Definitely not Brazil. And are we doing just 3 rounds today? Yes. So these guys, one of them will be going up against Magic in round 3. But this is still just round 2. And then tomorrow, we have a day 2. But we covered the big boys. We'll have dual casts as well. It's gonna be sick. Actually, Yo Desla is gonna join me for that one. We've not cast AOM together yet. So it's high time. We've cast a lot of Halo Wars together in our time. So it's gonna be great to transition that to another game as well. Great pickoffs on the Prometheans. Some of them are just babies at this point. And Zuccolo isn't really doing anything behind this. So is he just gonna look for a fast heroic or something? He's transporting back his buildings now. There was nothing back here anyway to hide. There was nothing to attack either. He does find, however, the pumpkins. Not sure Eric should be here. There are chickens to pick, which are actually turkeys right now. But yeah, you could just go for those. It's a little safer. It's behind all the towers, and the town center will help us help out as well. Meanwhile, these Terma are picking off the villagers the best they can. One of them does go down actually, and the Promethean is gonna pay for it with his life, as well as a Murmillo, as well as the Terma starting to go down to the raiding cavalry. Eric's punching back and getting out of here. Behind this, he's been getting all the upgrades, by the way, for the villagers. I'm pretty sure about it. He's got at least pickaxe. All right, I'm sure more will come in as, you know, he was rushed, fair enough. It's not a big priority, but what you can do with Freyr is just get all these upgrades for cheap and benefit in the long run. The Draugr is still going for now. And you know what? These citizens are super weak. If Eric just whacks them a few times, he might get the hero kill. Zuccolo is in so much trouble. His second citizen might go down here also. Oh my god, losing this many villagers is not acceptable. Zuccolo is getting owned even though he's got the higher seed. Eric seems to be playing this a significant amount better. He also has been knowing about that town center coming up. But so many Terma are also very low health, and these cavalry are gonna show them who's boss. The throwing X-Men are picking off the Murmillo. Wow, they don't have any chance to fight back, honestly. The town center is the only thing that's getting anything done. So many weak units. Valor needs to be used to get some of them back to full health, like the Murmillo. That's, I think, a good idea to use Valor there. One good thing for Kronos is that you have plenty of favor. You've got these oracles out on the map just chilling, not really getting threatened by anything. Did he just use that Valor on a villager? Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like it. And exactly, Warpro in the chat is so correct. None of the villagers have been hunting or gathering food or anything. And now they're going for the elephant, the toughest target, which takes a long time to take on. And you don't gather faster from it than you do from giraffe. So Zuccolo is making a big mistake, wasting more time even. And meanwhile, Eric is just pumping villagers. He's actually caught up. He's got a much larger army. He can definitely look to punish this in the long run. He's now getting the upgrades for himself, like husbandry, as well as medium cavalry, as well as medium infantry. So yeah, his army is just going to be a whole lot better. He's also putting down the Asgardian Hill Fort. The food fail is still not resolved, by the way. You can see this villager is not starting. It's now starting. So I think with 10 villagers and trying to also make Murmillo and stuff, you finally have enough income to make this work. But the raiding cav once again get a pickoff and idle the other villagers, forcing them into the town center. This is huge. And once again, a villager cycle gets skipped. This is enormous results for Eric. Outfoxed, as they say. Get it? Because he's in the Fox team. Anyway, moving on, we have the potential to make Huskar, which I think would be actually fantastic against the Terma. The Terma don't get any bonus damage against infantry, unlike the regular archers would. These guys are just anti-archer, anti-ranged. They counter the throwing axes, but they can do nothing about Huskar. And there's also the other upgrade that would unlock rams early on. So if Eric feels super confident, he could pump out a bunch of those as well. Get some early rams. Destroy this TC. A lot of work done. Make a bunch of extra halls. Oh, okay, Bragi is going to be the next move. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Eric will need a bunch of houses, but so does Zuccolo. Hey, if these Terma go into the main base, just Golem bursted them. Like, what are you going to do about it? It's going to be really rough. That would be really rough. Ooh, good save on that. That's a lot of raiding cav. It's backed up by Huskar. There's no way these Terma can do anything. And very soon, Bragi will be hitting. Flaming weapons will be in the game. And denying this gold mine will be child's play, honestly. There's quite a bunch of Murmillo and Catapatis, but they should go down to throwing axes. And then the cavalry can just get on top of the Arcus. Or Arcus? There's not going to be Arcus. It's just Terma. Very far away right now from the heroic age. I think the Norse army can go in there and crush. There is going to be copper weapons coming in, but it takes 75 seconds. So I think by that time, flaming weapons will have been over. You do get this discount, but it does cost extra time with Freyr. Balances it all out. Getting a quick longhouse in before the fight. I think it's time to just get it. Cavalry needs to be a little careful with positioning. We'll be destroying the armory very quickly. Flaming weapons is now in, forcing Zuccolo away from this. Several villagers will be going down. 2 villager kills. 3 or 4 might actually happen. 5. Where are these guys going right into the middle of the army? My god, Eric is gonna destroy in this game. That so many donkeys going down, that's ridiculous. Zuccolo is in shambles, ladies and gentlemen. Down 2-1 in terms of the population count, and soon 1-0 in terms of the series score. The battle boards are coming in. There's no way to stop this at this point. Sure, it's gonna have chaos available. It's something, but it's not enough of something. The town center will be destroyed here, no doubt. And yeah, chaos is annoying with flaming weapons. No longer active, however, the throwing axemen won't quite kill each other off. And there's still so much more Norse stuff. The Huskar are on top of the Terma, and they are just disappearing. What Terma? Excuse me. What Zuccolo? EricBR stomps him in game 1. That wasn't even close. Brutal, brutal game. Wins every category except the deaths. You don't want to win the deaths if you can avoid it. And, you know, he certainly had an army that wouldn't die all that much anyway. Even managed to outgather him in resources despite a 2TC situation, because Zuccolo really messed up the food in this one. Just didn't have income, got raided, got punished. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ghost Lake. The blue color, this is EricBR, representing Team Fox, playing as Zeus. And on the other side, his opponent in the red, playing as Loki, this is Zuccolo. Man, he's really lost some momentum in that first game. Let's see how the second one does. We'll really be needing that. See, about the gold mines, I've predicted they'll be rough. They are really rough, man. This one is kind of possible to secure for both players, right? But the forward ones, they are iffy. It's still very, very possible to get a serious gold starve going with that situation. And one of the good news for Eric is that he got the storehouse sharing between the trees and the gold mine going. By the way, I should fast forward to make sure that the spectator mode will keep functioning throughout. Oh, you kind of need extra shots on the Aurochs to follow you, but he sorted it out. Now going for a little bit of wood, as he's got enough soon to advance to the next stage. It's gonna be like a 4 minutes, no, 3 minutes 30, I think, is what I would expect here. Just needs one more force drop off. And for a Loki, it's a lot slower, but we do have the forward tempo. He wants to secure this gold mine early on. Make sure that all the buildings are here, and thus all the military will reinforce this location very easily. He can also start a second group of dwarves for this location. It's gonna be Hermes. Okay, before the game I predicted it would be like Athena and Dionysus for the long term, so that there can be a restoration as well as a bronze to fight off the flaming weapons, but he's just going for Hermes. Very interesting. I'm not expecting too many centaurs here because there's no praying. It's purely for ceasefire. But ceasefire doesn't counter the entirety of flaming weapons. Maybe the idea is flaming weapons gets half countered and then the rest of it gets absorbed by bronze. See if our Greek player can get that far. Let's take a look at the relics as well while we're here. Got the Ptah Scepter for cheaper farms. Might be very important long time. Now we've got the Tusk of the Iron Boar as well for stronger cav. So super cav might be on the table actually. We've also got the Pelt of Argus for unit line of sight. And back here It's the adamantine shingles for stronger houses. Can't hurt in this matchup against... for either side, actually, you're kind of worried that they'll bust your base, right? So we'll see how that goes. Got the 2 heroes out. And remember, Bolt is available. So when Eric goes in there with the Centaur, with the heroes, to bully, Zuccolo is having to hide these villagers a little bit. And now he's not gathering gold. He's got a little bit in the bank. Sure. There will be heroes out. But I think that troll just gets bolted, honestly. Or if he goes too far out of position, he just picks them off with the heroes. I think Eric's going in to snipe it. As long as he moves enough with the heroes, they will be dodging the shots off the TC. He's not microing in that way, but I'm sure he's doing other stuff back home as well. Actually just making villagers. Oh, he's moving them. We're sneaking the forward gold mine. He knows he has the initiative. He can do this. Doesn't have to worry as much about the gold starve, right? Wait, is this a TC grab? Oh my god, he's grabbing a TC. Okay, that is risky place. How is he gonna secure a gold mine for himself? I think Zuccolo can really punish this, guys. But so far, he's not gathering any gold. Not that it slowed him down significantly, it's just a lot of idle villagers. Getting Wing Messenger research, so a Pegasus will be spawning in to get scouting information on everything. The heroes can pick up the relics on the way home. And I think Jason is gonna die on the way home, actually. Getting hammered pretty hard. Literally. Oi. That hurts. TC will be up. No problem with that. But Eric behind this doesn't have units. How does he keep gathering resources, man? There's not gonna be any hunting happening. Like, forget all that. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna be any gold sneaking. Where does spy get used, by the way? What's on a scout? Can't see. Yeah, take the animal all the way home. Wow. So yeah, this is the situation for Zuccolo. He's hunting out there. He's pretty happy with it. Pegasus gets sniped, but we'll be back. Now researching, what's this called again? Hall of Fanes. That will make the infantry faster, as well as the heroes. Then they're better able to keep up with the cav, and it's just good in general for escapes from hoplites. Controlling the map very nicely, but not the important part of that back hunt. If those villagers could be idle, then Eric would be in the situation that Zuccolo was in the previous game, where he's just not going to be able to make units or villagers. Here, the animals is not a bad idea. Look at that favor going up. It's nuts. Wow. Doesn't look to me like Zuccolo wants to deny that back hunt. He knows about it though, right? He does know about it, so what's going on? Now hammering these military academies to make sure that Eric can't produce any further units. It will be difficult to hold this, especially with just 15 military population for Eric. But so far so good. He's holding the line and the town center is helping to shoot as well. The army is slowly but surely growing. If you can get a bigger economy behind this, it's gonna be rather good. Trying to go up Apollo. That's a very strange choice. Because I think, in theory, the Manticores just get picked off by the fast Hersia, right? That should be no issue at all. Underworld Passage can be good to keep control over the gold mines. And I guess Flaming Weapons gets dealt with in that way, but if Flaming Weapons is in your base, you have to be there. Why is he running away from a 2TC army? So, okay, Loki doesn't want to lose units here. You want to keep all of them alive, you want to heal all of them up, and then you want to hit the Heroic Age, which he's currently saving up for. Once those 800 foods are in, he clicks up Bragi, goes Heroic, has a second TC behind it, secures the gold mine, has a large army for Flaming Weapons immediately ready to go. That is the idea. But guess what? Eric's also going Heroic, and he added the 2TC for longer. So he has like a 10 villager lead, building up on his economy. He'll have better units. Greek in the Heroic Age is insane. Especially with the Hippospis getting added, the Persia will no longer be completely unstoppable. Hoplites do a pretty good job of dealing with them, but Hippospis, they make them disappear. So yeah, Zuccolo's job right now, go here, heal, and then hit hard. Maybe he's not even gonna wait for that. He's not gonna heal up, I think. But Eric's more than happy to hold here between his buildings. The hoplites have a significant amount of hack armor, so they don't take too much damage from Norse units. And once again, he defended his hunting operations. It's all about just getting those new units out. It's more hoplites. What's going on? Yeah, he's gonna have a third hero and a manticore. That's all good stuff. But then what? Because then all these guys here are gonna have flaming weapons. Special attack on the manticore didn't do all that much to the cavalry. Finally, we've got a wave of Hippospis. Also, the villagers are looking to escape the cavalry, but that's heavy cavalry now. 2 manticores are out. Actually, really looking to get on top of him. Battlebore gets the bolt. I think we're gonna have to look at the ceasefire here for Eric, because this is a disaster. His manticores are getting picked off. Centaur as well, so many resources have been lost already. This isn't good. He will be able to get rid of most of the flaming weapons, however, with ceasefire lasting so long. But there's still plenty of time left for Zuccolo. However, he pulls back. By making all these buildings, he's not going to be ready to fight with flaming weapons active again. Like, it's just not going to be active. He's building some buildings, yes, but then what? Eric's making a fortress down here. He doesn't want that gold mine. He's fine. And now he can fight with a superior army. Doesn't have to worry about this spot too much. Although I guess he will lose the town center if he's not here. And one opportunity he does have is a quick underworld. So if that Pegasus goes and finds this group, or that group even, that's even better, 11 dwarves are out there. If he finds that, he can get a lot of kills with the manticores. Because unlike in the original game, Retold allows you to use your special attacks of the myth units immediately as you come out of the underworld or any other garrison. The original game used to reset that, so Underworld now is really potent with manticores. Hera is getting clicked up, but not anytime soon. We'll be waiting. There's a bunch of Peltas getting added as well to deal with throwing axemen. Heavy infantry also in the mix. That should actually start in a moment. Oh, never mind. He's spending it on more units. 162 versus 165. Very equal sized armies. But the quality is in the Greek player's favor for sure. especially if the Manticores get their specials off on the throwing axis rather than the cav. The garrison through the fortress is what we're gonna be seeing. And Manticores actually use their attacks incorrectly. The Hearse here aren't getting intercepted by the Hippospist. It's not the best start in this fight for Eric, but now most of the Hearse here are dead. The Peltas are working on the throwing axemen, and they're slowly but surely disappearing. The front line is holding for Eric, and he's getting significantly ahead in this fight. 143 to 114 population, 66 to 45 in terms of military. And even behind this, his economy is better. He crushed this. That was great. And that was without heavy infantry, by the way. He's printing some more army out behind this. He's still got underwater passage available if he wants to catch some villagers. So I think potential for our Greek player here is very, very high. The Greek late game is better in general as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. Certainly Lightning Storm is a hell of a finisher if we get to that point. But we might see a much earlier Mythic Age from Zuccolo with a Nidhogg potentially coming down on this army. Or the villagers. Or the villagers. They're not particularly safe. How are we doing with upgrades anyway? We've got like irrigation, we've got hand axe as well as pickaxe.
Yeah.
And on the other side, we've got pickaxe, husbandry, plow, bow saw. It's not too bad. Really not too bad. Just need irrigation there. But not in a rush with that, as we get tier clicked and tier and not hell. So we're not gonna get like super fire giants or anything like that. Be worried about Medusa in the long run, but until then, I think fire giants might be the play. Whereas the wolves, well, I haven't seen them used in such a long time. I'm sure they'd be doing okay if you catch like a location like this, but I just haven't seen them used in a million years. Definitely gonna get Fimbulwinter. Fimble will get ceasefire, says Pegasus Rush in the chat. That's true. You can leave the villagers outside just to bait the units for a moment, the Fimbulwinter wolves, and hop them into the TC, then hop them back out. Then you've bought yourself time to fully ceasefire the entire thing. It's crazy. Underworld Passage is being now used, getting on top of the gold miners. Manticores are shooting at the wrong targets, but still getting plenty of pickups with all these archers in play. And that's probably as good as it gets. Eric needs to leave. But he's starting up Hera, so it doesn't much matter, does it? And he could pop back in once the Manticore specials are back. Not sure he's gonna do that. That wasn't the best Underworld Passage. I mean, the army was right here. Usually you want to get some kind of positional advantage out of it. And the Hillfort's gonna get it, boys. Look at that Pegasus dodging all the axes. What a Chad. Alright. Yeah, holding this location is gonna be no problem for Eric. He's full pop. He's got units in the queue. Several Manticores included. He might want to cancel some once tier hits. But should be no problem to, you know, ceasefire that. Oh, the wolves actually spawn on top of him. If he cancels, yeah, he did. And there's a ceasefire. It's fully neutered. It's gonna do nothing. The next Fimbulwinter will be 350 favor. You're just not gonna do that. It's unrealistic. On the other hand, Hera is gonna be in. And you can guarantee there will be a huge lightning storm coming down on these people very soon. The Manticores are looking to position themselves to shoot to the throwing axemen, I would hope. Are they gonna shoot the throwing? They're shooting the cav again. Doing no damage. I'm so sad. One of the Manticores does go down as well. We got champion infantry now for our Norse player, and actually, you know what? Eric is kind of struggling to hold on, but as long as he doesn't throw his entire army, it's okay. He will need a new gold mine very soon, actually, Zuccolo, just through his sheer macro, is kind of doing okay. But he's about to be lightning stormed. Watch this army disappear. But hey, Eric is still losing units. It counts for something. Goodbye, Cav. All those units are dead. He didn't even try to run. Oh my god. Oh, Zuccolo, what have you done? Once again, we are in a place where Eric has just a larger, better army. Well, not larger, but better. He's got a Medusa in the back as well. Petrifying rock giants and whatnot. That's how it works. Make him more rock. Villagers are joining the fight again. Is that for real? Nah, that can't be. Enough myth units here to pick off the heroes, actually. So cavalry wouldn't hurt if you're the Greek player here. EricBR is actually kind of struggling. The lightning storm didn't do enough. He's not pumping enough units behind this, and he might get... Oh my god, the Jogger. Or a Fenrir, rather. Sorry, I keep confusing the names. Fafnir. Fafnir. Why am I calling it Fenrir? That's a different one again. It's a Fafnir. It's doing a lot of tanking here for the army. Burning everyone down. Eventually, it will award 300 gold to Eric. I think Eric might just be dead. We got a little bit of resource sharing in the corner, but not for long, as these villagers will just get the business. Zuccolo showing Eric who's boss. He's fighting back with the kitchen knives, but it's champion throwing axemen with high armor. They don't care. The villagers are going down left and right. Belarfin is out. Needed that ages ago. Eric no longer has gold. This gold mine is controlled. And he's just holding on to dear life at this point. Belarfin is really good, but he can't do this by himself. A fire giant spawns in to help out, and our Loki player will be taking this location down in no time. Lost just a little bit too many units thanks to Nerd Rage Fred for the big raid. Much appreciated. We're doing a huge Age of Mythology tournament here, guys, and you're just joining for the end of this match. I think it's gonna be the end of this match. Zuccolo has got everything under control. I just don't see how Eric comes back. You need in Age of Mythology gold mines in order to make units. I mean, you can make manticore, sure, they don't cost any gold. But that's about it. What about the human army? You need a large human army to fight this off. And it just doesn't exist. Where did that fire giant go, by the way? It's just chilling here, killing buildings. Okay. I guess you can do that. Behind this, by the way, I'm seeing a trade route form over there for Zuccolo. He's double pumping. He's pumping units left and right. He's got 3 town centers. He's victorious, winning pretty much every category here except relics. Just took some great fights towards the end. Eric looked like he had something going for himself, but it just wasn't enough. And we've got ourselves a series. It's not going to be a sweep by any means. Great job by Zuccolo. Actually, the kill death was really even, right? But killing 48 villagers, yeah, that's half the villagers you can make. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Blue Lagoon. This is gonna be the 3rd game in the series. Current score is now 1-1, and in the blue color, this is EricBR playing as Set. His opponent on the other side of Blue Lagoon playing as Gaia. This is Zuccolo. And one thing I gotta do real quick is flip the scoreboard because the players are flipped in this particular match. So let me do that super quick. There's the flipperoonie. Everything should be in order. Yeah, there we go. All right, and also we have to fast forward so that the game doesn't glitch out on us. Gaia, of course, starts with 2 hero citizens. And we'll very quickly look around the map. We've got the Tower of Cestus Relic. which will give towers some bonus against myth units. We've got the Bridle of Pegasus, which will respawn Pegasi to help you scout. We've got Skull of Cercopes, which will give you some 6 monkeys to help you out in the battle. Archimedes' Ledger reduces the population cost of siege weapons. And you know what? Eric is already getting some slaps in on these oracles, forcing them to move along and reducing their overall favor gathering, because in Retold, as they increase their line of sight over time, they'll be gathering favor faster as well. So keeping them on the move is actually a really good way to limit the Atlantean favor. We've also already got the Oceanus click up from Zuccolo. So with that, he'll be giving himself a Carnivora. He'll be having a healing option as well for the Caladria. As for Eric, we're just kind of chilling back home. We've brought home an elephant through the priest's hard work of converting animals. He'll be probably doing more of that going forward. And Ptah is coming in at a very quick pace as well. What's going on here? Oh. I couldn't see the green over the blue. Sorry. Rhinoceros are going to be the new target for conversion. Here comes the Right? Wait, is there another elephant? No, I guess we're going for the distant one. What was the relic here? That was the Archimedes' Ledger. You don't really care about that in the classical age. Is it working, chat? Are you following yet? We'll see. I think the priest does it better, to be honest. I'm pretty sure he'll convert the Rhino. I'm not so sure I'll convert the Twitch viewers. I'm trying. Got a double Vegeta out. Zuccolo will be meeting it with his own classical age units. But you know, this is a pretty classic Atlantean play. But in Retold, makes you wonder whether you should just go fast heroic. Because you get out a bunch of Arcus that will deal with all the infantry. You get out a bunch of Contarius, and then suddenly the other guy can't really leave his base. So securing a town center for Eric would be pretty critical. He is, however, not doing it. What? What just happened? Is this a disconnect? He dropped. No! It said connection lost. Okay, well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back over here on Blue Lagoon. Second try because we had a disconnection issue. In the blue color, this is EricBR playing as Set. And his opponent on the other side, playing as Gaia, this is Zuccolo. Series is equalized at 1-1, and I think I need to do a quick flip on the scoreboard real quick. That should be better. So that they're aligned with how they are on the map. What we've seen from Eric in the first attempt was just trying to 1TC it, get some extra gadgets out. We'll see if he does the exact same thing, but Blue Lagoon being a very consistent map, I see no issues with that. What I'm not sure about is whether there's gonna be... is there gonna be elephants? Am I just missing them? Oh, there they are. Whoom. Eventually, he'll get converted. But really, the objective of our Gaia player would be to get to a relatively quick heroic age, wall off maybe, get some tower upgrades, just to stop the set from bullying. I mean, the barracks units don't have a lot of anti-building damage. Certainly Vegets don't. It doesn't cost you too much to make some military barracks and wall off using them, as well as the cliffs here. Can definitely build a very, very secure base as the Gaia. Already got, of course, pickaxe and hand axe researched. As with Gaia, they're dirt cheap. Even your eco guild is dirt cheap. And it spreads the lush a little bit further. What's the god choice meta between these two? So typically set almost always goes for Ptah. I've not seen any significant use of Anubis set. You can do it against Norse, but why would you when you have the snacks? You also get a lot of the military upgrades through Ptah. So you just overall have a much better army. And then in the heroic age, it's typically just Neftis. Get those ancestors for free. It's like having an army that can shut down the enemy economy when they are out on the map. Try to do damage, or it helps you survive. Mythic Age, you could be picking either option, whether it's Thoth or Horus. I personally like Thoth because of Valley of the Kings for set. For Gaia, on the other hand, it's pretty much always Oceanus because of the healing Caladria. That will keep your villagers safe, it will keep your units safe and heal them up. You also got Carnivora for additional defenses. Don't think you're going to use it aggressively. And then ultimately you want to go to the heroic age through Theia for your super Contarius that are also really cheap. Closing the game out with Implode, which is a pretty much undodgeable god power, will suck in all the villagers, myth units and human units nearby, dealing massive damage. So those should be the god powers we get to see. Of course, Dryads from Gaia playing a rather large role as the Hesperius trees come in. Ooh, the villagers might get the Rhino kill before the priest converts it. That would be huge. Wasting the priest's time as well as saving all this food. The Caladria also here to help, and they're getting the whole deal. That's super nice. That is super nice. And there was another question in the chat about whether I think Cairo Ballista are good. Yes, I think they're good, but they're perhaps a little too fragile. So that's something for the devs to maybe consider. But then we had games like Magic's today, where he went for pretty much pure Cairo Ballista with some automaton support of all things. And that went super nicely for him. By the way, great priest pickoff. Either way, don't expect too many Cairo Ballista in this one, because Slingers just absolutely stomped them. Which is also one of the reasons why I wouldn't want to take on this army directly. As the Atlantean, I'd want my fast heroic. This is slow, this can't really hurt my buildings. So what do? I sit back home, I wall myself in with Gaia trees, I make some military barracks to further wall myself in, I get the tower upgrades, and if necessary, I put down the Carnivora. And then go heroic, get my free Dryads, start printing out some Contarius. I think that's the play. Set doesn't get a great economy, mind you. Like, sure, he brings these animals home, that's great. The villagers don't have to expose themselves, they get ideal drop-off times and empowerment, non-stop working, and all it costs you is a priest going out and about. But you don't have any economic god power. You got vision, which is good, but do you really need it? I mean, you got the free animals that can scout for you, you got the priest scouting for you as well. We're getting turned into heroes. We've got Axemen getting added. You know, if Zuccolo fights this very head on, it is possible that he just gets outnumbered by the Egyptian army here. It's mostly spearmen, which isn't ideal. The Calagria doing a fantastic job of dodging the shots. Meanwhile, the priests were healing up the Vadgets, but now all 3 Vadgets are gonna go down. All for the cost of a Carnivora? That's very, very fine. But now, finally, 2 Murmillo heroes have gone down as well. The 2 Calagria can heal everyone up. And Eric is battered and bruised. What has he gotten really done? Not much. A Gaia player does have the Watchtower. The Lush itself will be healing these units up. If Channels gets researched, they will get even faster than normal. I don't think that's currently in play. Exactly, more Slingers will be required if Eric wants to get any momentum here. So, hence the Electrum Bullets, that will add some divine damage to his army, helping against all the resistances. I'm not sure if I love this town center grab by Zuccolo. He's very overeager with that. The gold mines are not a guarantee that he's going to be able to secure them. This one's running low. It's more than halfway gone. And the other one is like out there. Sure, I'm sure he can sneak that. Is it best of 5? Yes. Yes, it is. That elephant taken? Oh no, it's getting like oomed. But I'm pretty sure this priest is toast. Maybe not. Maybe not. There was never surround there. Eric's still pumping units now. Starting to add slingers. Already a bunch. Those will help a lot against Terma, but those Terma are a little bit tankier than them. So that's something to keep in mind. They're not medium Terma just yet, so they get a lot better once they do have the upgrade. Yeah, just hide behind the TC. I think that's fine. Eric's looking to take the fight. The Vadget behind is adding a lot of DPS. Chiroballista being a frontline unit is certainly not the plan. Zuccolo is in some serious trouble fighting this so head-on without the heroic age units. I think he's just losing his entire army, and now he's not going to be able to take a gold mine. Shifting Sands is still available, mind you. So as long as Eric has vision, which he does, nobody is going to sneak onto that gold mine. And a Shifting Sands onto the villagers would be just absolutely devastating. Medium slingers coming in. And we've got the Chiroballista pump, but man, they're so expensive, they're so fragile against slingers. I don't like it. This is not the place where you want to use them. Against Norse, more understandable. But against people with archers, I don't know. Especially slingers being anti-archers, they'll do triple damage here. Even the Greek don't have a lot of trouble with Chiroballista once you have the Toxotes. All the military barracks getting added. Heroic Age is coming in with Feya. All things considered, Zuccolo is doing okay, but does he get out of the base to secure gold? That's the big question. 400 gold left in the base. That's not enough to pump Contarius. There's plenty of priests here to deal with Dryads, so even the Dryads aren't going to save him. The Gold Starve is real and very scary right now. Elephants staying here for the battle, I guess. They could be going home to be eaten. Then Eric doesn't have to make farms quite as soon. Oh god. Tree chopping people are going in the opposite side. That's horrible. Town center's under attack. There's enough slingers, Eric says, to take out any Terma trying to attack him. They're now getting on top of the Chiroballista, which will just absolutely disappear. That's nasty, man. Wait, he's not actually... Oh, yeah, he's hurt both of them, but didn't kill either. Got the heroic age now for Zuccolo, and you know what? With the repair coming in, that's actually enough. He's holding on. Got the Carnivora. There are Dryads as well, and Centaurus are being pumped as an emergency measure. The repair is more than strong enough. Zuccolo is fine, but can he actually survive? There's still the macroeconomics, and he doesn't have gold. He has to sell resources through his market. But so far, so good. He's got heavy Centaurus now, and he's pushing back Eric real good. Now, the gold mine securing action should be just fine. Print a bunch of Dryads, pick off what you can. The Vadget kills are huge here. This is really, really nice for Zuccolo, but he does need houses very urgently. These elephants that Eric brought to his base are now getting eaten, by the way. This is huge as well. Need to not lose the army, however. He can't remake it. Zuccolo cannot afford to make this army again. So he needs to keep them alive as much as possible. Otherwise, Eric will get the gold starve off, and that's not something you can come back from. Second tree has been cast. Funnily not at the front, even though it would heal all these myth units up. But I guess that's what the Caladria are for right now. Could have been a tree here, I would argue. Now, Eric's all over the place. He doesn't have a second TC though, so he's gradually falling behind in the civilian stuff. 66 civilian population to 50 at the moment. That's not good. And Eric's floating wood significantly. That's 1,000 wood in the bank. Doesn't really know what to do with it. He's making a ton of budgets, but I think he has to sell it ultimately. And buy back some food. And selling twice? That's not going to be an efficient rate at all of gathering resources. There are, however, no Arcus here to help the Centaurus fight off the Spearmen. And the Centaurus are not having a really good time. The Slingers are picking off the ranged units. The Priests are very high in numbers, so the myth units aren't really an answer to this army. I like the Palace edition, but certainly Zuccolo has to work a lot harder to hold on to this location. It's another barrack, still no town center for Eric. He's never gonna go heroic, man. He's got 100 food. Needs 800. And with the way he's spending, oh god, the really nice raid, man. A really nice raid by Zuccolo. Eric's on the struggle bus for sure. So much healing from the priest, but as soon as Zuccolo can just build up a larger army, as soon as he can pick off a few more villagers, he's almost got a 2-to-1 civilian population advantage. Like, you can't ignore that. 45 now to 82. Insane. Spear's doing a good job of chasing these Centaurus, by the way. Egyptian spearmen are a really, really fast unit, so this is working out quite well. Especially with Set's bonus. He gives them some extra speed. Looks like all the Caladria have died, so new ones are getting... Oh, no, they are here. But 3 are better than 2. Also got another palace, which might actually come up. Just 12 seconds needed. If Eric doesn't engage it, then it's coming up. He is going heroic, however, off of like no economy. As long as Zuccolo just maxes out, he's fine. There's gonna be no problems at all holding. Some of the villagers are idle though, so that's definitely hurting. Those destroyers doing some tanking there. Wow. Uh-oh. That's 10 villagers. That's a fourth of the economy almost. Oh my god. Eric doesn't know. Well, he knows now, but it's too late. All these villagers are gonna die. Great raid by Zuccolo, and it's over. He resigned. Absolutely nuts. That raid was just game ending right there. Even if he does reach heroic a few seconds sooner, I think Zuccolo just picks off the villagers without any issue whatsoever. That was sick. What a... I don't want to say comeback because he was always ahead in the economy, right? But what a great hold against Eric's aggression. You can see here how ahead in resources Zuccolo was, but it takes some time for that 2TC to actually pay off and make back its cost and then start making profit, and only then can you really make a difference with it. Well, he's held on to the alive, he's repaired the TC, he's eaten the elephants that were sieging him, making use of every resource he got. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mount Olympus. We are in business. EricBR is playing as Oranos. The blue color. Red, Zuccolo, Isis. See what he can get done here on Olympus. It's the only map he needs to win at this point, and then he's up against Magic in round 3. Eric has his work cut out for him. He needs to win 2 of them back to back. Not an easy feat against Zuccolo. He's looked so solid in game 1, but the other 2 didn't look so good. Actually, Zuccolo looking a lot better there. So let's see if that consistency is gonna pay off. He's even picked off the main god of Eric, Zeus, so we'll see how that goes. But special about Olympus are these little extensions at the corner and at the other edges. We've got the relics here. There's 6 of them. We've got arrows of the Alphar for better building damage. Then nothing here. Over here we've got the Eye of Horus. That's for extra town center population. Then with this shrine, there's the Trojan Gate Hinge for stronger walls. Over here in the south, we've got Anvil of Hephaestus for cheaper armory researchers. Very much cheaper. It's worth picking this up, that's for sure. Arrows of Heracles are gonna boost ranged soldiers and heroes. And over here we've got Hecate's Torches for cheaper god power recasts and faster cooldowns on them. Cool. Temple's coming up. Gonna be a pretty fast advance for Eric. No, it's like 4 minutes because he's making an extra villager there. Then Zuccolo has completed Flood of the Nile. He's getting now a food trickle. One good thing about Oranos in this early game is that you get a lot of favor. Look how much more it already is than our Isis players. And these 3 oracles at full line of sight are just super fast. Temple for Zuccolo now coming up. Could be a slightly later classical advance, but this is also an easy map to wall. You can use the temple itself as a wall and just make a tiny one here. Put a bunch of houses around this front tower, and then you're pretty much golden. What's Oranos potentially gonna do to you? Really not too much. We've already got a sky passage, which will be connecting the town center as well as the wood line, as well as the Aurochs, should that be necessary. Why are we chopping wood though? He wants a TC, doesn't he? Yeah, it's a fast TC grab. Yeah, fine. We'll go up against Bast. And there is a second monument coming out. Very rushed to build it. With 4 villagers to then go to get some wood. Which does to me indicate that there are going to be multiple Sphinxes out. Those Sphinxes can then stop this town center potentially from coming up if Eric is not protecting it adequately. He's moving forward 4 citizens plus the one that's already here, right? Oh no, the villager came back? I guess it did. Yeah, 4 of them will be working on this. Sphinx coming across the map. Only has 30 seconds to do so. I'm not sure that's gonna work because the Calagria is just gonna pacify it, slowing it down to 2.7 speed. Yeah, the TC comes up. No issue with that. But there will be extra Sphinxes. There will be Sphinx raiding. And, you know, some of these villagers are quite exposed. I think they can be at least bullied a little bit, harassed a little bit. Let's see what happens with that. Picking off the oracles for starters is huge, but the Calagria should be able to keep them healed up. Yeah, Zuccolo is the same guy as I Kill, You Die. So if you've known him from the original game, same guy. He's just using a new name now. Ooh, that Sphinx getting on top of the villagers. Eric's fighting it. Whoa. Well, it's two of them now. Oracle should be able to garrison there, especially with the burst seal coming through. And there's the military barracks. Creo Sphinx is getting researched. So now they have goat heads. Araco Sphinx coming right up. The goats never really get to shine for long. Once you get one of them, you get both of them. And behind this, of course, our ISIS player will be building up that gold economy, no doubt. There's a second town center. And the only next mission is to get a big prosperity going. But I'm not sure that's going to be the case. It looks like it's a lot more food focused. And gold will be actually delayed. Another great raid. But the Murmillo should be putting this to rest. Now they're bird brains. Gotta be really careful with those because of Shockwave. Exactly. But hey, the Murmillo didn't attack. They were just kind of derping around, and the Sphinxes will be running away, no problem. Whew. That was stressful. Especially if the Calagria had been around to pacify them, I think the Murmillos would have caught them. At least one of them. Gold mining. Prosperity. 15 villagers and empowerment. I'm pretty sure also pickaxe was done. So that's pretty good. For Zuccolo, he's gonna have a large economy behind this. He will be able to make a Migdol without any issues. And then Ancestor's Eclipse will be available to put some hurt on his opponent. A lot of villagers will be idled, no doubt. As long as they have any backup whatsoever. Which, there's gonna be plenty of that. There's two Sphinxes. There's gonna be the Scorpion Man as well. All of them under the effect of Eclipse. Wait, Eric is gonna go Hyperion? What? Why? Why not for the Super Contarius? I don't understand. Why Hyperion? Somebody explain this to me. Because against Egypt, with all those Migdol units, you're not gonna get a lot done with Chaos, are you? He is pre-queuing heavy cavalry, so there will be Contarius still, but they're not super Contarius. Forward Migdol stronghold, securing the gold mine as expected. This is all walled in as well. I mean, there needs to be another wall, but Zuccolo has a lot of gold sources. He's just happy chilling here. Got some hunting out here for Eric. Lots of sky passages to run around. Is Hyperion actually bad? I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just you're gonna have Super Cantarius with the other one, and you're still gonna make Cantarius with this. So why not just make the super ones and get all the free Myth units from the trees and get all the free healing from the trees? I don't know. It just seems better to me. Because like you're gonna pay more for the Cantarius, and they're worse. Now, if you're looking at camels, I think it would be much better to start some Catapeltes up than just going pure Cantarius. Actually get the counter units out, get them to fight each other, deal bonus damage against each other with Chaos, and then finish them off with the boys. Wait, that's actually good. Like, the Scorpion Man got caught in this, the Sphinxes got caught in this, and they're all hurting each other, finishing off a lot of the camels, but they're still the ancestors under the effect of Eclipse. The Sphinxes were still doing work, and Eric is starting to lose a bunch of units. He's not that far ahead in the economy department, and you can bet our Isis will be using further casts of prosperity as this goes on. Finally, we're seeing some Catapeltes. That's a good addition, but it's still mostly just Cantarius, and there are going to be plenty of Camel Riders to face that off. I guess he holds on to dear life. This is good. This is good for Eric. Let's see if he can take a third town center at some point, or whether he can get some big raids in, but I'm afraid that this is going to be an Osiris advance from our Isis player. Son of Osiris would be absolutely brutal in the coming fights, considering the armies are so close to power with each other. And then you get the souped up boy, who just picks off everything you've got, and you really don't have the tools to deal with it. You've got the Cantarius. That would be great if it can get a surround on the Pharaoh, but with all these camels around, I don't think that's happening. Don't need no Tot if you can just macro up, go Osiris, have maybe another Eclipse with mummies actually, because there are free monuments up already for our Isis player. Yeah, mummies are actually on the table. Need a fourth monument though to really do the Eclipse push. Just difficult to afford everything at once. He's also getting Nepti, which will increase bonus damage against Myth units. I'm not sure that's necessary when you have Son of Osiris. Actually, Son of Osiris is not affected by Nepti. That's something to know. Camino just got researched. Heavy infantry is coming in for all these Catapeltes. That's going to be a nice tool. I really don't like Zuccolo engaging into this. That was super unnecessary. He's going to have Son of Osiris. He's got a town center and Migdol here. Just wait. There's no need to do this. The prosperity is good at least behind this. I like that a lot. Maybe adding a bunch of chariots won't be the worst of ideas. Certainly won't be able to afford Eclipse now, though. Guess he doesn't need it, but hey, Eric's on a roll. He will be sending these villagers away easily enough. The Catapeltes can keep the army at bay. He's got another cast ready of Chaos as well. So you could catch these camels, make them fight each other. They'll probably kill each other, to be honest. I'll tell you something, the Catapeltes are not good against the Son of Osiris. Mumi is marking the targets. Only the one. And Eric does manage to save it, but the Son of Osiris is getting to work. Some of the lightnings bounce to the villagers. He could two-shot them. Oh my god. Two-shotting villagers. Well, what's Eric gonna do about it? He's got a big army. He's working on that third town center. Ideally, he would wait and go in with the full army rather than this tiny slice of it. Desert Wind is getting research. Copper Shields are getting research for the Egyptians. Ooh, I'm not sure I'm loving this engagement here from Zuccolo. He's low on population. He could definitely pump out some more units. And honestly, the Catapultis are melting away. His camels. Can the Son of Osiris keep this at bay? So far, the chariots are really not under too much threat, but they do need to start moving as the Catapultis get on top of them. They are gonna disappear, ladies and gentlemen. And the Son of Osiris is hitting back really hard, but this is a little bit too much, isn't it? Goodbye, chariots. 0 micro from Zuccolo. I think he's getting punished. We might just get ourselves a game 5, maybe. As Eric has reached full population on villagers. He's killed the Son of Osiris. And he's got a pretty decent army to follow up with. What was that? What? It was so good leading up to this. Oh, man. That was very poor by Zuccolo, but he's still got the position for himself. There's other gold mines for Eric to make use of, so he's not exactly too bummed out about this. He's making freaking lighthouses! Okay, man, stop flexing. What is happening? Well, Zuccolo will be taking the next gold mine. Chariots are now champion. They've got a bunch of the bronze line upgrades as well from the armory. Many more still left to do. Pharaoh just died on the front lines. Really weird place for him to be. Villagers are in trouble, guys. Why is Zuccolo exposing himself like this? He's fighting with the kitchen knives. In come the camels to finish. Oh my god, the kitchen knives are OP. Villagers are going for the attack move as well, forcing away all these Catapultis. The Catapultis are losing against camels because of this. And Eric might just be in shambles, ladies and gentlemen. Population has equalized. The villagers here are ready for another prosperity at some point once there's enough favor for it. Alright, this player is doing rather well. New kingdom, is getting researched. And we've got some siege works finally coming down for potential catapult action. There's the lighthouse, a shining beacon of Egyptian culture right there. Used for... I'll show you what it's used for. You can see the entire observable universe from here. It's crazy. It's nuts. Okay. What a strange video game this one is. We've got the catapults now coming out. Conscript Migdol soldiers as well to make them train faster. That wall might be a little bit too tight for the catapult to get to work, but I guess he can go over here, except there's no room for the maneuver. Well, that's unfortunate. Meanwhile, the main fight... Egypt is stuck. You can't really go in there. I think Eric just has too much stuff to make this possible. Ooh, that's a really good shockwave, and now everybody is gonna get surrounded. Or not. They're very slippery, these camels. All oiled up, of course. Just in case there's a shockwave. And we're gonna have a Hecate Mythic Age click up soon enough. Is that catapult working or what? There's 3 catapults versus Carnivora. What a game. Carnivora will take down the second catapult as well. But now the villagers will be kitchen knifing it to death. They'll be eating salad today. Oh boy. What a mess! What a mess. Both players are just trickling in their reinforcements into the middle of nowhere. I really do think Zuccolo needs to hold this location back there. That's where you want to fight. There's nothing here to protect, right? So why even bother? The wood line is here for sure, but you can transfer to here. Then you've got 3 buildings shooting. And catapults once again starting to work. They don't have their upgrade, by the way. Engineers is not in, but there's about to be 3 catapults and Eric is in a world of trouble. At least we've got fortified town centers for Zuccolo and enough resources to actually pump out an army, but the Criterius will be putting a stop to this. It's like walled off, but not walled off. Eric can still totally come in from every other side. What's happening in this game? Good lord. The chariots are getting surrounded again. Catapults versus camels can only go one way. And all these camels are gonna die, aren't they? There's another surround attempt, but doesn't quite work. Some camels get away, most of them do die, however. Bronze weapons coming in. Eric still doesn't have the resources for the Mythic Age. He could sell some wood if he wanted to. There is enough wood, I think, to just risk it. Especially with some farms unfinished. But he just spent all his resources on units. There's not gonna be a Mythic Age. He's hoping to just win the fight so hard that it wouldn't matter. Mummies are getting now pumped out. But ultimately, there's too many chariots, I think, for the catapults and too much firepower from the Migdol strongholds and the town center. So they will be cleaned up. And Eric will have to rely on his next army again. He picks off the 6th or 7th catapult in the same spot. I think Zuccolo just needs to make another wall here. It will be up in seconds. It's fine. Just put it in that little box and then everything will be great. Neither player can reach full population, ladies and gentlemen. This is a bit of a dumpster fire. Maybe the mummy count can be built up. That's also a really difficult thing to deal with. Trading has started for Zuccolo. 44 gold a trip. It's not exactly great, but it's more than nothing. Eric isn't doing any of that. He's on 100 vils. He's fine. Plenty of gold left in the mines. Not here, but there's this one. There's that one. It's plenty of stuff. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Hecate is coming in. Let's see if there's any good place to even cast that. Oh, wait, the Contarius are going after the gold villagers. We'll be getting a lot of pickoffs, but the fortress will, anyway. Not the cav. Why buy yourself an expensive horse if you can't even outrun villagers? That's sad. Ay, ay, ay. And the mummy's getting to work. Ooh, the chaos is so well placed right now. Should mean that Eric gets to pick off everything, but he's at the moment just fighting minions. So the chariots didn't get too much focus in this. Which allows them to win the fight, I guess. Lumi's getting picked off by the Cantaris heroes. That was great. Really huge value there for the Cantaris. And Hecate is in. Now, where do you put that Tartarian gate? I think some of these... you could definitely put it here on that Migdol, but I think you want to put it near gold mines. What just happened? He put it on the lighthouse! He just Tartarian gated the lighthouse. What is going on? The Migdol was right there. I'm actually dying here. What is going on? What are we watching? Hey, a Lampades, my favorite unit. Never get to see her. Man, Tartarian spawns are really going to town though, destroying all these buildings. Even the Carnivora is helping. It's a Mythic Age Carnivora, by the way. 840 health. Now I want more Lampades, man. But I'm afraid we're gonna be looking at Cavalry Mercs joining the front line and not doing anything. Okay. By the time they get there, I think they'll lose all their health. They'll donate back at least 5 gold when they die. Yeah, half health mercenaries. Not able to do too much. But they'll be tanking a little bit. And Eric is really starting to be on the struggle bus. 140 population. He forgot to make units, I guess. Now the Tartarian spawn is fighting his own TC. And because he doesn't have a trade rat, unlike Zuccolo, he just doesn't have as much income. I mean, this is starting to be significant, especially if it was empowered. Burning Pitch is getting researched at this point for chariots. So Zuccolo has all the resources in the world, and Eric has just not made units for the longest time. He doesn't have that many buildings. He doesn't have palaces, which means he's not making any of the actually good units like Fanatics. Villagers are getting picked off left and right. That's all the gold income that Eric had. That was the last of his gold mines. That's actually relatively safe. There's more out there, of course, but with how he's getting pushed, I just don't see him surviving any longer. Mass Migdol can be built up front. Even towers are now getting built. They're definitely less efficient than Migdol strongholds when it comes to firepower, but they'll get the job done. More villagers are getting picked off. This is actually sick. Zuccolo is getting to work on that again. Another pick-off. Wow. 84 civilian population. That's how far Eric has fallen. Medium Spearman. Can medium Spearman into Champion Cavalry. There's a discrepancy here between the upgrades. But it's all good. The kitchen knives are out. And they're protecting the catapults. Slow pushing to the next town center location is now the name of the game. Eric's finding his own spawns. And is just not deleting the gates. I'm guessing that would mean that Eric would not be qualifying for the main event. It's extremely unlikely anyway, with many others tying his score on the overall tournament leaderboard. If Zuccolo wins here. Zuccolo has more points than Eric, so he's fine already, I think. But for Eric, this win would have been very important. All the chariots, all the towers, all the Migdol stuff. They have crenellation, so bonus damage against cavalry is now in. And I think we're just looking at too many chariots with ballistics. The cavalry no longer dodges their shots unless you micro them properly or are at full range. And this is just not enough to counter. Another shockwave comes in. But there's just not enough cavalry to actually take on the catapults. They are gonna get this town center killed. Or are they? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Eric is repairing with everything he's got. He's actually holding on. That's crazy. It's enough repair. Impressive. Well, here comes the guard towers. Iron shields as well. And a whole lot more unit printing. My goodness, there's a lot of spearmen coming. Well, they'll be much better able to hold this at bay. Eric's expanding to the gold mine, right? It's the last gold mine. And then I'm not sure what he does. Tartarian gate is being destroyed. It looks like the Egyptians are now high enough in number once again to kind of take this. The Quintarians seem to be fast enough to evade the chariot shots even close by, but it's not going to be enough as Zuccolo does destroy that town center, or is at least setting himself up for it, and takes this third game down as well. Eric is now out, and Zuccolo will be going up against Magic. Winning most of the categories here, of course, except largest army. Eric has definitely put on some resistance, but Zuccolo just overall in this series seems to have played so much better. And throughout this entire tournament series as well, the entire Wrath of the Gods event, he's been just absolutely a Giga Chad. Outgathering Eric here by a significant margin and keeping up with the KD, even though he's had some thrown armies, definitely. Overall, well done. We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.